What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a 10-year-old who was charged with assault for hitting a classmate with a ball during a game of dodgeball in class. Definitely an odd story because, honestly, it just doesn't really make much sense because, I mean, here in the United States, dodgeball is like really common in school. I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but, you know, here in the United States, we play dodgeball in school pretty often, and, you know, kids got hit in the face a lot during dodgeball, at least, you know, when we played, and it never really made sense for kids to get charged with assault for something like that because it's part of the game, and it just wasn't ever something that we would have ever thought like, hey, maybe we should sue somebody for. But a 10-year-old in Canton, Michigan was charged with assault last week for allegedly hitting a 9-year-old classmate in the face with a ball back in April. Bryce Lindley, 10 years old, was charged with aggravated assault last Wednesday following the incident at an elementary school in Canton Township. The children were playing tips, a game where players jump to catch a ball that is tossed upward, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office said. The boy who was hit in the face has a medical condition that makes head injuries especially dangerous, his mother anonymously told ABC affiliate WXYZ. Wow, what an affiliate name. Anyway, he reportedly suffered a concussion, facial tissue damage, a black eye, and bruised nose. A police report claimed Bryce intentionally threw the ball at the other boy's face. Bryce was suspended from school for 1 day after the incident, and the assault charge came several months later. Now here's a news clip that has some interviews and stuff like that in it as well.
Well, Dave, Carolyn, those two boys were playing outside here at Erickson Elementary back in late April when this all happened. But it wasn't until 2 days ago that one of the child's mother, Kamishi Lindley, learned that her 10-year-old was charged with aggravated assault in juvenile court.
These kids are basically playing a game that we all have played.
But on April 29th, what seemed like a harmless game ended with one student getting seriously hurt. According to the boy's mother, who asked we not show her face, he has a rare medical condition, making head injuries especially dangerous. According to a police report, during that game, another student threw a ball at his face on purpose.
He sustained facial tissue damage to his face. He had a black eye and a bruised nose.
Records show the then fourth grader also suffered a concussion. His condition is something Kamishi Lindley says she and her son, Bryce, knew nothing about. Wednesday, Bryce was charged with aggravated assault.
I couldn't believe it.
This is on top of a 1-day suspension, which occurred right after the incident.
This is a kid that was playing on the playground with his friends.
I tried not to let it get to this point.
This mother claiming her son had been hurt before and that she reported it to the school.
My son was hit twice in the face with a ball previously due to this, and the child apologized to my son, and he said, "Mom, it's okay. We're still going to be friends."
I'm unaware of any of those situations. Sorry that her child got hurt. I'd be sorry for any child that got hurt.
Lindley just wishes problems like this could be solved in the classroom, not the court. Now, both parents are telling me this situation has really affected their kids' ability to enjoy school and look forward to the start of the next school year. Meanwhile, this case will be in juvenile court August 1st for a pretrial hearing. In Canton tonight, Jen Shantz, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you so much, Jen.
So there you could see the boy who was being charged and his mother. Now, the woman who wanted to remain anonymous was the mother of the kid who was hurt. Now, here's what I don't understand. She wanted to make a big deal out of this, and the kid was charged with assault and whatnot, but she doesn't want to be on camera and whatnot, but whatever, I guess that's her right. Anyways, now obviously the kid didn't deserve to have facial injuries. I mean, he can't help that he has a rare medical condition and that his mom and the school were negligent in making sure that he was safe and that he wasn't being hurt while he was at school. I mean, virtually any kid when no adult is intervening in this situation is going to go play with all the other kids. I mean, they're going to go have a good time regardless because they figure they're going to be okay. These kids are like 9 and 10 years old. They're not the best decision makers. I can understand that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this kid should not have been playing dodgeball. I think anyone can see that. This whole situation simply does not happen if a kid who has this serious medical condition where he just, can't take any sort of physical trauma to his head, he should never have been playing dodgeball. It's nobody's fault on the court playing the game that he has a medical condition and is prone to getting easily hurt. Now, apparently the school had prior knowledge that this kid had been hurt at least one time beforehand, and they let him play. So if that's true, I think they bear at least a little bit of the blame here. Now, you never know. That could also be totally made up. I wouldn't be too surprised if it was. But getting hit in the face is just second nature in dodgeball. I mean, if you've never caught a bullet to the teeth out of nowhere a couple times in dodgeball, you just have never lived. I mean, have you ever played dodgeball? What, did you think your kid was gonna go in there and play this game with these kids and was never gonna get hit? I mean, do these people just live in fantasy la la land and just think that their kids are just invincible and nothing's gonna happen to them? I don't really get the thought process. Unfortunately, this kid just isn't like the rest of us. He can't take physical hits like the rest of us. That's why someone should have stopped him from even being out there in the first place, but nobody did, and that's why something like this happened. This kid playing would have been like someone with a broken spine playing running back in the NFL. I mean, you were just asking for him to get hurt. But apparently, after the first few incidents where he was already hurt, the kid actively chose to participate in the games again and kept asking to be friends with this kid who, according to his mom, was hurting him so badly on purpose. Which doesn't make sense. I mean, if a kid was consistently hitting me in the face with a dodgeball and was, giving me concussions and bruising up my face and whatnot, the last thing I would do was keep playing dodgeball with this kid and being cool with him, you know what I'm saying? So, something about this just isn't making very much sense to me. So, it seems to me like some of the details aren't being told by this side of this whole story here. But if my son had some sort of head condition where something like a foam dodgeball to the head could cause, injuries as significant as a concussion, some facial tissue damage, some bruising, I would really make sure that it was in writing from like medical professionals, the doctor, and from even me to the school that he's not to participate in rough activities at recess or in gym. You don't just call him and hope word gets around. That isn't enough. These teachers aren't going to sit there and mingle about it, obviously. I mean, the mom didn't do enough either. The school didn't do enough. The kids play too rough, and a kid got hurt. That's just the reality of it. But to have this go all the way to the police is ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about 9 and 10-year-old children playing dodgeball on a schoolyard playground. I just graduated a year and a half ago. At their age, if something like this happened, it was just part of the game. I mean, we purposely did try to hit each other in the face. That's part of the fun. What fun is dodgeball? Trying to hit each other in the knees. I mean, let's be honest. What fun is dodgeball when you're sitting there playing and you try to throw a little 5-mile-per-hour lob at the knees? That's not fun. Nobody tries to play dodgeball doing that. When you're playing dodgeball, you're throwing it as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and you're aiming for the high body for headshots. Let's be real. You're beaming those throws. If you're playing the game for fun and you're taking it serious, you're beaming those throws. I don't get the point of trying to play a game like dodgeball where the whole point of the game is to literally try and hit the opponent with the ball, and you want it to be this like safe, soft game where no one's ever gonna get hurt. I mean, it's dodgeball. People might get hurt. We had this game when I was in 4th grade. I just want to give you perspective here. We had this game when I was in 4th grade, and it was way worse than dodgeball. You think stories like this are bad? I think back on these kinds of stories, and I'm surprised that kids didn't actually get seriously hurt. We had this game called Pelt. And shout out to the people that I went to school with back in elementary, middle, and high school who still watch my videos. I know there's still a lot of you doing so, man. Pelt wasn't anything like dodgeball, okay? Dodgeball, even in 2009 when I was in 4th grade, we played with foam balls, okay? The objective of Pelt was that we gathered up in the field where we usually played football, and we got a crowd of the boys together, right? And we gathered up all the soccer balls, all the footballs, all the volleyballs, all the kickballs that we could, right? We gathered up all these like hard things that we could. Just the hardest things that we could. They weren't those foam dodgeballs, man. We're talking like pigskin, right? These things are gonna hurt. We gathered them all up and we grabbed them up and we just ran. In these crowds, free for all, like 20 of us, right? Just in a frenzy, blasting each other as hard as we could in the face, in the head, necks, backs, everywhere we could. Anywhere we could get a hit on each other. I mean, there were sometimes, I remember once where a kid, he ran into the line of sight of like 4 or 5 people just hitting each other, man, and he just got beamed and taken out, bro. Like knees, face, shoulders, just obliterated. But you know what? He got back up though. No lawsuits. Magically, there wasn't a lawsuit. Because that kind of stuff just didn't happen then. Like, I know a lot of people who are older, who grew up in like the 50s and 60s are like, oh man, all these kids today suing and oh, it's so soft. It really wasn't like that when I was growing up. And like I said, I just graduated barely a year ago. And even though it hasn't been that long, I'm looking at school and stuff now, and it's just so radically different already, man. But the school shut that game down very quickly. But you know what? That game was fun for the couple of days that we had it, man. I mean, kids play rough. Especially boys, man. But did we deserve to have the cops come to the school and arrest the whole class for having fun? I don't think so. Everyone was a willing participant. No one really got all too hurt. Some bruises, some good memories, some toughening up. That's all it really was. I mean, I can't imagine having the cops come in and arrest you for playing dodgeball because some kid got hurt. And on top of all this, the kid who threw the ball got suspended from school for a day. If anything, I think that was enough punishment. Even then, I think that was really over the line already. Like, realistically, just don't let him go to recess for a few days or something, you know? But did the cops really need to get involved in this whole thing? Especially months down the road? Like, did they really need to hog up time in the juvenile courts over something so minuscule and stupid? I don't think so, and apparently the judges and the courts didn't think so, because thankfully, and this I just learned as I was reading this story because it was updating and everything, just one day before the hearing was scheduled for this kid, the charges have been dropped and this case was dismissed. Because honestly, why does this case matter to a court? I mean, I'm sure there's more important cases out there for them to hear. Do they want to bicker about a playground accident while there's kids legitimately out here committing crimes in the streets? I mean, when did the world become this soft? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel bad for the next generation because there's a good chance they'll never get to play dodgeball in school, you know? Gym class for me was always a favorite of mine just because we got to play dodgeball on Fridays. It was realistically like extra recess, but at this rate, what school wants to risk a lawsuit? What parents, want to risk their kids getting charged over playing too rough in class? We're getting to this point, man, where like having fun as a kid is just disappearing. We're going too soft on kids, man, I'm telling you. We really are going way too soft on them. And like, I understand he has a medical condition and whatnot, but that's yours to handle. You gotta step in as a parent and deal with that with the school. You can't expect a class of 20 kids playing on the playground to just understand that and handle that for you. That's not how that works. And if you think that is how that works, and you think that those kids honestly are realistically going to step in and do that for you, maybe it's not best for you to be a parent. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel, follow me over on Twitter @SubToOptimus. Thank you to my channel members for your, well, I shouldn't say $5 a month. I keep going back to that, but thank you for your support. It helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, apparently getting sued because back in, middle and high school and stuff, I played too rough in gym class. By the way, I do want to say this before I go. If we played dodgeball and stuff back in elementary school and you're watching this video, tell your parents thank you, because I really got to say thanks for not suing my parents if I hit you in the face with a dodgeball. I really do appreciate that, because the way the world's going now, man, you just never know. Anyways, signing out.